Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Music Lab podcast. My name is Dogg, and I'm so excited to be back with all of you for another episode of the podcast. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us, and that helps the bands and artists that we feature. Also, check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR. Outfitters.com. Don't just wear, RAR. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in Pennsylvania from AmericanAFest 2025, the 25th anniversary of this music festival held in Nashville, Tennessee. My second time in Nashville, the first being in 2018. A lot has changed since then. And I must say, for our first time being at this festival, we're going to obviously get into our day three recap. We had our day one and day two recaps that have already been released on YouTube and all of your favorite podcast sites. But we are going to do kind of a day three as well as an overall kind of recap of this festival that just kind of blew my mind. The venues, the people, obviously the music, the ease of getting around. Yeah, so it was awesome, awesome, awesome. And the one thing that I did remiss from our day two recap, we actually started our day that day with the West Texas Exiles at their record store release party at the Groove. Fantastic set. They played about 30 minutes. The record store itself was awesome. A friend of mine got some vinyl there that was with us on this trip. So that was awesome. But Thursday, day three, we started at another record store, and that is Third Man Records. And if you're not familiar with Third Man Records, that is Jack White from the White Stripes. It's his baby. They have a venue there also called the Blue Room that on Thursday night had a fantastic lineup, including Dawes. And I think John C. Reilly played with Dawes, S.G. Goodman, Medium Build, Joy Olin-Duncan. So great lineup, and that's a 250 cap room. We did not get to see it, but we did get to explore the record store itself. And if you've ever been there, definitely when you go to Nashville, that is definitely a sight to see. Third Man Records. And then we headed on over to one of our favorites at South by, but this year, and I think in past years as well, but obviously our first time doing it, Paste Magazine had their AmericanAFest showcase. It was at this venue or bar called Love and Exile, and the showcase kicked off with Case Oates, who we featured on our Road to AmericanAFest series, and then followed her with William Prince. So Case Oates played most of the stuff off her new album. Real bouncy, real catchy songs. Her choruses will just embed in you, and you will be singing them or at least humming them. I can attest to that for days after seeing her. William Prince, we have seen him at South by. If Kenny Rogers and Chris Stapleton had a child, that is what this gentleman sounds like. He is fantastic. In between one of the songs, he talked about seeing Coldplay at Wembley Stadium last week and said that it inspired him so much that he sang a cover of Yellow by them, which I have a video of that I will release on my socials soon. Then we had Southern Avenue. I forget where they're from, which sorry about that, but fantastic, like kind of throwback sound, dancey, a little Motown, a little Muscle Shoals, really fantastic group of ladies and gentlemen. Southern Avenue, definitely check them out if they come to your town. And then the Susto String Band. Susto has done his own solo stuff. He explained kind of in the set that, he wanted to bring his friends along. They were all super talented players, mandolin, banjo, two acoustic, stand-up bass. The crowd was definitely into it, and it was a nice way to end our time at Love and Exile. Then we headed over to the Easy Does It Records party. Chris, one of the co-founders, got to meet him. I got to meet the other co-founder. I forget his name, but they were so welcoming. It was in Chris's house. They had music in the backyards from some of their artists that are on their roster, which I think includes 9. They gave us some vinyl from some of their artists that super excited to throw on the old turntable and check out. So much love, much appreciation for the opportunity to hang out there for a little bit. And yeah, get to meet some really cool entrepreneurs and people who are, really doing some great stuff for indie bands. So Easy Does It Records, check out their roster as well. And then one of the highlights of the day, really for us, we got to see our friends South for Winter play a house party, which turned out to be an annual tradition during AmericanAFest. This lovely couple entertained us, and it's called Cello Vision. So South for Winter got to play for a half hour in the basement of this house. They had curtains up, the sound was great. They had a sound guy to, have everything taken care of. The upstairs, they had like an acoustic stage in their living room, basically. All kinds of food, all kinds of drinks, as well as at the Easy Does It Records. They had food, they had drinks. It was great. So yeah, thanks to Cello Vision. Thanks to the couple that hosted it, and looking forward to coming back there next year. It was a real treat. So then we moseyed on over to the 6-Shooter Records 25th anniversary. So thankful to them as well for letting us in, because that would have cost us about $62. So very generous of them. So thank you, 6-Shooter Records, for allowing us to join the party. And we got to see Boy Golden. Boy Golden is a singer-songwriter from Canada. We saw him at South by 2 years ago. Just blew us away with his stage presence, with his band's talent. I recognized some of the band members from last time. Got to talk to him a little bit after his set. So a great set to kick off the night. And then a real treat. We got to see William Prince earlier in the day with just him and his guitar player playing acoustic. And so this was a full band. His wife, keyboardist, drummer, bassist, yeah, and then the same guitarist. So yeah, it was a full band. So a real treat to see them. The Cannery Hall is where we saw this, and who hosted the party. Great venue, all wood. The sound was great. Yeah, can't complain. A little south of the city, so still accessible, but just a great venue. Highly recommend that. The Cannery Hall, if you see a show in Nashville. And then we ended the night, ladies and gentlemen, with one of my anticipated bands that we were looking forward to see, Palmyra. They played at a venue called The Basement. And it truly was a basement. We went down steps to get into it. It was awesome, though. Just a great vibe, kind of subterranean. Drinks weren't, expensive. Bartender was super cool. The vibe was great. Yeah, can't say enough about all of the venues, really, but the basement was definitely cool. Palmyra put on a great set, exactly what I was hoping to see from them. And yeah, that kind of ended the night about 11:30. Had our flight on Friday, so that's why you didn't get a recap on Friday. And then yesterday was just a busy day for me personally, so I didn't get a chance. So it is Sunday today, the 14th. The festival officially ended yesterday. I'm sure there's a couple stuff going on today, but it officially went the 9th to the 13th. We saw 22 bands in 3 days, so pretty proud of myself, and just for having to put everything together. We had a spreadsheet like we do for South by, and yeah, it worked out really well. So again, thank you to all of the bands that we saw. Thank you to Leanne from WXNA for being a huge help. Again, thank you to 6-Shooter Records. Thank you to Madison House and Harry Thank you to Keystone Artist Connect for putting on their event on Wednesday at Dee's Country Lounge. We've got to give a shout out to them as well. Best meal of the trip, Shotgun Willie's barbecue by far. I still taste that pulled pork. Fantastic. Thanks to Paul McDonald and Acme Feed and Seed for their Tuesday night show. It was just what a kickoff to the festival, and kind of really kickstarted everything for us and got us excited about this festival. So thanks to everybody. Nashville, you were great. We will do it again, hopefully next year, and if not, in the near future. So thank you so much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us and helps the bands and artists that we feature. Also, check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR. Outfitters.com. Don't just wear, RAR. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Dogg. You've been great. This is the Music Lab Podcast.